Hello and welcome to Zenatta Consulting's monthly webinar series. We got a special one we're doing this month. We're dropping in an extra one. We're so lucky to have MessageMedia with us, and we've got Doug Rubingh. He's the president of MessageMedia for both the US and the UK. Doug, thank you so much for joining us. This is going to be really good. I know we've talked about this in the past. If you follow our show, if you listen to our webinars, you do our year in review. MessageMedia in the past won one of our ZenMe Awards as one of the best plugins for Zoho. It's the SMS app we love. It's the SMS app we go to. And they've been expanding in the States, and I was talking with them recently, and they've just really, really ramped things up. And we're just so excited the direction that this product's going. And if you're using Zoho and you want an SMS solution, like we always say, there's really nowhere else to look. You just want to kind of go with MessageMedia. They're great. They were formerly Smooth Messenger, so if you'll Jeremy Nagel from way in the past and his little Smooth company, it's now been acquired by MessageMedia, and Jeremy's still there. Things are trugging along, and it's really been great. So, Doug, welcome so much to the show here, and really looking forward to talking to you today.
You bet, Brett. Thank you. I'm super glad to be here. I'm glad I finally was able to make it onto the podcast. So appreciate the welcome.
Well, thanks for being here, man. And you know what? If you're just like me, so in order for us to do a real technical demonstration, well, we need to have someone who's super technical on the phone, because I can't do it myself either for Zoho. So also, Doug, we have Ryan joining us here today. So Ryan, thanks so much. Ryan, you are the manager of solutions for MessageMedia, and you're going to kind of be, when we do a demo here in a little bit, and helping us with the Q&A at the end of the show. So we're just going to, basically, I'd like to start off with just kind of chat with you guys a little bit. Doug, if you wouldn't mind, can you just kind of tell us about MessageMedia as a company?
You bet. So at MessageMedia, it's all about the customer. So we help other organizations basically optimize how they communicate and engage with their customers through SMS, through MMS, and other channels. And when you think about, organizations that, for example, we're here to talk about Zoho in particular, organizations that use Zoho, they want to be able to reach out to their customers and engage with their customers where they are. And typically, their customers are, quite frankly, all over the place. But the one concept that they have is they have a cell phone in their pocket. Okay, and so what we allow organizations to use Zoho, as well as a variety of other back office applications, to basically engage their customers through SMS wherever they are, through those native applications like Zoho.
Yeah, SMS is becoming, look, it's ubiquitous. I mean, it's one of those things now where I love it, and I love the people that are allowed to talk to me. You want them to talk to you, right? And of course, you get the spam messages that are coming on there. But, it's something you can't ignore, right? I mean, when you get a text message, you kind of can't really ignore it. And I know you guys did a big survey of clients around customer communication and SMS. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
You bet. So we did a survey, hundreds of organizations, some really interesting results. So for example, 70% of customers check SMS within the first 5 minutes of receiving. And that just makes sense, right? If you think about you're walking around and you feel that buzz from your cell phone, or hear the chime, you will go ahead and check that typically, okay? Because you don't know who it is. It could be, your loved one or somebody else, an important message. In contrast, if you think about a phone call, I typically don't pick up phone calls unless you're in my directory, unless you're within my close circle of friends. I just don't pick those calls up.
Absolutely.
In the same way,
because the spam there is worse than it is in text, right?
Indeed.
And email. Yes.
And email. I have a Gmail account. I have a work email that I certainly check, but most people do not check. Email is just it's useful, but in terms of engagement with customers, it's a real challenge. Yep. The other thing, you said something really interesting there about spam and just the kind of things around compliance and making sure that you don't have, unwanted communications. That's a really important topic. It's a really important topic to us at MessageMedia and helping customers that utilize SMS, whether it be through Zoho or something else like that, helping to make sure that they do it the right way. And that's what we do. We work shoulder to shoulder with our customers to make sure they're compliant and that the communications that they do are not a nuisance.
And people are actually opting in to receive those emails.
100%. There's all sorts of things around the TCPA, the Telephone Consumer Protection Amendment that allow you to, that basically mandate that you have to do certain things. And so we help our customers really navigate that stuff. It's not complicated, but you just have to make sure that you do it right.
So this survey was interesting. Kind of talk about some of these results you got from it.
You bet. So like I said, 70% of customers check SMS within 5 minutes. The other thing is 80% of those customers then respond within the next 5 minutes. Okay. So what you can see by that is just the reach and also the action is huge. Okay. So, you could have, an ability to engage with your customer that's really immediate. And it's across a huge, set of what we call use cases, how you could use SMS for things.
And it's true too. I mean, let's say you do a dinner reservation on any of the many apps that are out there, right? They send me an email to confirm that. Not going to happen. If they call me, I'm not going to, but if I get a text message to confirm my reservation, instantly, yep, I'm going, right? But you might not see the others. You might ignore the others, and you're just not going to ignore, you're not going to ignore a text, right?
It's indeed. And the other thing about that, Brett, I'm glad you brought it up, is not that the other part of this is that consumers now expect, this is another finding from the survey results that we had, that 32% of customers that receive an SMS, if they have another question or some other response, they expect a response immediately. So you see the industry going from a point where it was just a one-way communication to now it's more conversation. Okay, so there's this expectation as you work through, as you engage with your customers through your CRM, that it's not just a one-way communication line. You have to be able to go back and forth with them and make sure that you record that back into your CRM.
Yeah, and that is one of those things too. You always wonder, when you get a custom tech, can you reply to it? Is there actually a person on the other line, or is it a robot? Right? I think one of the things with integrating this. So does that kind of change the dynamic then? Because the customer is expecting a response back immediately. So if you're going to implement SMS, you probably want to be on it, right?
You want to make sure that you have the people and the personnel there, or you have some way of kind of diverting those messages and setting expectations the proper way. Okay, so that's the devil in the details sort of thing that we, our specialists and experts really dive in with customers to make sure that the way they're doing it doesn't, put people into a place that they don't want to be.
Nice. So we talked about this earlier. I know you've got kind of a really interesting customer success story to share. Can you kind of go through that? Sure.
So this is, we deal the vast majority of our customers are small and medium-sized businesses. So in this case, we had a kind of a smaller financial loan organization by the name of, I love the name, Money Bro. Okay, so they do small loans, and they had a real issue with customers that would begin to fill out their loan applications. And as you can imagine, a loan application is not the most exciting thing in the world. There's things that probably get in the way, and they would find that there was a portion of those people, their customers, that were not completing their loan applications. So what they did at MoneyBro is they set up so that, at the time that the loan application would start, they could see that. It was online, of course. Timer would go, and if it wasn't filled out in a certain time, they'd just get a gentle nudge through an SMS. Say, hey, are you still there? Did you run into anything? And it really saw, once they did that, they saw a huge jump in people completing those loan applications. And what it did is it made two things happen. One, it reminded them. But two, what they saw is that they saw that there were times when people would get hung up by a small thing, and they could actually reach out then through SMS and ask questions. So it, again, allowed this real customer-centric way of engaging, and convenient for those customers to get the job done.
Nice. Well, and one of the things, I love about your product is, also it looks like we're used to what we see on a phone. So when you're in the CRM, that entire interface, right? It's what we're used to, and it's kind of live and it's real. I mean, a lot of these applications, they're just writing this stuff to the completed task lists or to those kind of things. They're right there, just kind of giving you just a running detail. It's not really an SMS. You really got to kind of go through it, and oftentimes it's not even parsed. It's got crazy timestamps, and it's just a mess. And you guys spent a whole lot of time on the customer experience, the user experience I'm talking the people that are actually going to buy your product and use it for their clients. And maybe one of the best ways to show that would be to jump into a demo, have you guys kind of go through the overall process of how it works, how it integrates with Zoho, and kind of take us through that overall process. Sound good?
You bet.
Perfect. Let's do that.
Cool. I'll hop in here. Thank you guys for having me. This is my Zoho here on the left-hand side and my phone on the right-hand side. And I'm just going to show you guys a demo of kind of like a day in the life of a small business, medium business using Zoho and Smooth Messenger. So I have my Zoho pulled up, and the first thing that I have in here is my Smooth inbox. So if I start my day, I'm going to go into here and check to see if I have any new text messages that have come in. And I do here on the left-hand side. So you can see a new flag up here. I can pop into my new message that needs a reply into my inbox, and I can throw a quick message back. Thanks for texting in. How can we help you? So just send a quick message off there and make sure I don't have any other new messages that show up on the left-hand side. And you can see on my phone on the right-hand side, the text comes right in here as well. So I'm engaging with my customer. Just like Doug was saying, we're having a conversation. It's really easy to get back and forth with my customer. And like Doug said, the customer is going to open up these texts almost immediately and send back how we can help them and how we can support their needs for our business. That's the first way I would start my day inside of Zoho. And inside of a lead, all this information is in here as well. So if I pull up my lead, I can have that direct conversation with my customer in the Smooth Messenger section of my lead directly if I didn't want to go into my inbox. But like I said, we're having that conversation with that customer, and we're putting it in all the different places to make it as easy as possible to have that conversation. Whether I'm customer support, I'm sales, I'm a sales rep, I'm in charge of communicating with my customers. It's where I need it, when I need it, so I don't miss any type of message. The next thing I want to go to with my day of Smooth Messenger is maybe I'm going to put on my marketing hat, right? One person's doing 10 different jobs at a small business, so I put on my marketing hat, and I go to my bulk messenger here. So I want to send a bulk campaign. I want to send a ton of text messages to all of my leads or some of my leads inside of Zoho. So I'm starting a new marketing campaign. I'm pulling up either my leads, my contacts, or my deals. In this example, I'm just going to throw in a filter here. Let's see, what's a good one? So maybe I want to confirm some appointments. So I have a confirmed appointment equals true. So everyone in my Zoho that's a lead that has a confirmed appointment, I want to send a text. It's as easy as that. I search for those records. Right now I only have 2, but maybe I have 100 or 500. We can pull all of those in as well and go to the next screen. And then this is where I create my text. So I choose the numbers I'm sending the text to, I choose the numbers I'm sending the text from, and I can choose my template as well. So I already have a pre-existing confirmed deployment template. I can click on that. I can easily personalize it and throw in first name, last name, or any of the other fields from my lead. So that way my texts are personalized and the person that's getting it feels very welcome to answer that text as well.
Yeah.
So, yep. Go for it, Doug.
You think about it. Yeah. Sorry to interrupt, Ryan, but you think about how, the power that this gives your organizations. You can professionalize those communications and standardize that. So you have this kind of certain level and tone of conversation to all your customers. And along with that, then you have, it's this whole thing around CRMs. It's the mantra of, the single version of the truth. You're capturing this information in your CRM, and you're doing that at scale. What we're showing you here is automating all of these things. So you have, if this condition, then you have this sort of communication. And then, kind of beating on this a little bit more, you have that ability to then engage your customers when they come back with another question on the back of that, be it, something related to this particular communication or something else. It's just being really customer centric.
Yep, totally agree. So the first way I showed was the checking to make sure any one-off messages come in. You can send one-off messages back. This, like Doug was saying, is creating that marketing campaign, which is really easy to pull in the records. It's really easy to create the templates and have those saved. So you can start the conversation with your customers and pull in for marketing campaigns, feedback and surveys and reviews to push those out to customers as well and actually get them to respond. The very last thing I want to show is inside of Zoho, you can easily create workflow rules. So if you have pre-existing workflows or you want to create one from scratch, you can create automated texting inside of Zoho within a minute or two if you wanted to. So one example I wanted to show is maybe you're sending out emails already. You're emailing your customers from Zoho, but they're not responding, right? So you can set up a condition where an email is not opened for 1 or more days. And then if they don't respond, you can send them a text. So now you're accommodating and adding to email notifications with the text. They'll open the text. You can engage with your customers and can continue the conversation via text as well. So within just a minute or two, you can add in texting to any type of workflow and start automating or improving your automations and conversations with your customers. That's the full demo that I wanted to show, but you can go for it, Doug.
Now, let me just add on to that. This brings to mind, we've got a customer that was actually in the wedding photography business. So they had this exact problem where, they would send out an email and then they would get no response. And if you can imagine, weddings coming up and you're not getting answers on your emails, that's a pretty fraught situation. So that's what they did. Again, this sort of gentle reminder, meeting the people where they are. Hey, you have this communication. If they didn't see that email get opened. And so that really helped with their scheduling and communications and all the rest of it around these weddings.
Hey guys, absolutely fantastic demo. I mean, again, that's what I love. I love the integration. I love the fact it just so perfectly fits into Zoho. You can look at it from the contact. You can look at it from its own dedicated screen. You can see who's been texting back and forth in your organization. Again, it's why we recommend it. I think the big thing people will probably want to know, though, is what's the pricing on it? How much does it cost?
Yeah, so pricing is pretty simple. There's a small nominal fee to basically start up, connect the app with Zoho. So that's $9 a year. And then what you're seeing here on the screen is our bundles. This is for different packages of messages. So you can see smallest bundle, $49 a month. That gives you the ability to send and receive 1,000 messages or 1,000 SMS per month. Moving up, you can see you've got our conversations bundle, $99 for 3,000 SMS, and then all the way up to our pro bundle, which is $249 a month, and that gets you 10,000 messages. So pretty simple. Yeah, sorry.
If someone's over that, Doug, can they buy extras or like add-ons? I take it.
You bet. So there's even larger bundles. There's a couple of Pro Plus and even higher than that. And then if you have really large SMS amounts, we do custom packages, and of course it's the aspect of cheaper by the dozen certainly applies. The rate goes down as the number of messages go up.
And so we're talking users. Is users a phone number, or is that just a number of users that will be able to access it?
It's the number of users that will access it. It also does tie into the phone number as well. So it is, that's a conversation that we have, but it is the number of people that access.
Perfect. And are there additional charges for like phone numbers I'll add on if I want more phone numbers?
Indeed. So there's a conversation that we have around additional numbers, and as you add them, then there's a certain amount to actually lease the number and then to get it set up.
Perfect. But all in all, extremely affordable. I mean, if you just compare this to any of your VoIP services or any of those kind of things, and the fact that this becomes one of your key communications. And you guys are even making it more affordable. I want to thank you guys. But if you're a listener to our show, or you're a friend of Zenatta, whatever, we've got a special place to go. If you go to messagemedia.com/US/Zenatta, it's basically going to take you to a landing page where you can fill it out, and you're going to get 50% off your first 3 months. So that'll kind of get you going with a nice little discount to get started. I want to thank you guys for doing that. Anyway, fantastic. I think anything else we should cover, or should we just go straight to Q&A?
I just say that I really appreciate, Brett, all the stuff that you're doing here on this blog and on your YouTube channel. It's an awesome resource for Zoho organizations, users, and we're honored to be a part of this. So thanks for that.
Well, I appreciate you guys. Getting people like you on makes it all the better too, because it's really just all about helping people solve the problems they have running their business. You guys offer a great solution for that. So, all right, man, let's jump into some Q&A.
Okay, first question here is from Jeff Harris. How long does it take to set this up in Zoho?
Sure, it's a very straightforward. We set you up with an API key. Our specialists work with you to kind of configure that and make sure that you understand how to set your messaging up so that you're compliant. It can be as little as a few minutes. Okay. Typically we say, hey, it'll take you, under a day, but if you have an urgent need, it is very, very simple and very, very quick.
Fantastic. All righty. We got a question from Donald. He said, how long until I can send messages? I guess it would be the same thing, minutes, right?
Yeah, it's quickly. We can get you up and running very quickly. There are things where you need to get, for example, toll-free numbers verified. There's the industry itself is putting in a lot more compliance, because I think they want to make sure that the bad actors are not that they're not getting out there and sending a bunch of, for example, spam. So that's something that we make sure that your numbers get verified, but in the meantime, you can start sending with your number basically immediately.
Fantastic. All right, then Jen Knight asks, can I use my current phone number?
You bet, you can indeed. We have the ability to basically SMS enable your phone number, and it's straightforward and simple.
So to kind of dive into this, so basically, if they're on the using the current phone number thing, is this the splitting kind of the splitting of the phone number where the SMS is ported over to you guys and the voice stays with whoever. And I understand that's kind of a US Canada thing, right? It doesn't work with cell phones, but works with voice over IP. Is that right?
Yeah, Ryan, you want to jump in? You're starting to get into tech deep waters for me, but I believe the answer is yes.
Yep.
It's more of an enablement, SMS enablement thing than a porting thing.
Yeah, we just take over the text message portion of your phone number, and we make it as simple and easy as we can with a customer success team, and make sure we get it moved over, and we don't touch the voice calling side of it at all.
All right. Samuel will ask, is there a licensing fee?
Yeah, you bet. We kind of talked about this a little bit earlier, but we had a fee. It's $9 a year or $1 a month to kind of get the Zoho license in place, and then you have the $49 a month or $99 a month, or all the way up to custom bundles. Those really kind of, we try to make it as easy and as straightforward as possible. And within those bundles, of course, you get a certain number of messages. It's as little as $49 a month for 1,000 SMS.
All righty. Andrew is asking, is there a limit to how many messages I can send? I think we covered that kind of in the pricing as well, right?
It's a good question, but just reiterate, there's no limit. You basically, as you buy that bundle, you lock in a rate as well. So if you go up over the 1,000 messages a month, for example, in your bundle, we'll just continue to charge you at that particular rate. So it's going in exactly what you're going to pay for, no matter how many messages you end up sending.
All right. And Sarah is asking, how do I get phone numbers to text if it's not in my data?
Yeah, it's important that you get opt-in. So that's part of the service that we provide. We help you to basically reach out to your customers so that you can get that opt-in. And it's as simple as if you have you have somebody walking into your reception area, you can get a verbal opt-in. Hey, do you mind if we send text messages? And you just have to make sure that you record that. You can also do that over, do email or other things on your website where you ask for that. And through all of that, then it gives you this ability, of course you don't want to abuse that, but then it gives you that ability to then send SMS when you do that.
Yeah, and we've set this up. You can do a simple Zoho form that goes out. You can send to people where it's pre-populated, where you can say, hey, we are now enabling SMS to better support you and keep you informed of what's going on. Please check this box to enable it. And then that just writes back to the CRM and says that they verified. So Another way of doing it. Very simple.
Good one, Brad.
All right. Rachel's asking, how can I use this to boost sales?
Oh, I love this question. Yeah, that's terrific. I'm a salesperson at heart, so this pushes my buttons for sure. There's a variety of ways. I'll just talk about a few. Of course, there's marketing ways to market and send out SMS to, for example, offer up promotions or specials or other things like that. Hey, stop by and redeem this 25% off coupon or something like that. So that's one way to quickly get your message out in a very immediate way. Just another one, just real quick, that's near and dear to my heart is just abandoned cart reminders. So we've all been there. You've been on the website where you've put something into your cart, and then for whatever reason something gets in the way. We live in this distracted sort of time frame where you just don't complete the purchase. However, you get an SMS after a certain time frame, and you can set this up with certain rules, and it says, hey, I'm the sweater that you left in that abandoned cart. I miss you. Come back and buy me. And you get that text. You go, all right, yeah, I'm ready to do that. And you just go back, and it's a nice simple, kind of gentle way to get you back into that buying mood. And so we've seen amazing ROI, 1,000% ROI plus on abandoned cart reminders. So just two ways there among many to boost sales.
All righty. And then Ron is asking, do you have examples from current customers? Are there case studies on your website, or what do we got there?
Yeah, for sure. There's literally hundreds, if not thousands, of case studies on our websites of customers that have come and received all sorts of benefits from us. I know we've already covered a few. If you'd like me to go into more, I'm happy to, Brett. Otherwise, we can keep going on. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think we're good there.
Okay.
All right. And then Donna is asking, how do I get notified when a message comes in from a customer? So now, Ryan, I know you were showing the dashboard there, but actually, it was how do they get notified? It's a great question.
Yeah. So there's a little pop-up that comes into the inbox, the smooth inbox. You can also get email notifications if that's better for your team. So there's a variety of ways to get notified when a text comes in.
Fantastic. And then Ramil is asking, how do I keep track of all of the customer conversations? Same kind of thing, right? I have a question around this though. So let's say I'm in a client record, okay, and I'm looking at the SMS feed, and several people in the organization have been communicating. Those ones each tagged, right? Who's had each conversation?
All of the messages will come in into that inbox section inside of the different objects and records. So you can see who's sent the last message, so you're not kind of overlapping with someone else.
Yeah, I mean, it's this whole aspect of having that single version of the truth. That's one of the kind of a key benefit here.
Yeah.
All righty. And Frank is asking, we send a lot of email workflows. How do I add this to my current workflows?
Yeah, great question. You can add it to current workflows. You can also create new workflows, but to add it to current workflows, you keep your same conditions, you keep your same triggers, and all you have to do is add in a really simple action at the bottom, an instant action that creates a smooth message record. And as soon as that record's created, it sends out the text. So it can be added to any existing workflows within minutes, and you can create new ones as well.
Okay. Then we got a live chat question coming in. Getting that resized here on the board.
Here we go.
Another one here. Could become a little different. All right. Does the SMS system have the ability to add video, and does it have the ability to have timed SMS messages associated with drip campaigns? Well, that last part is straight up through workflows as well and handling that. So yes, the timing is relatively simple. But what about MMS, guys? Is it where are you on the MMS train?
Yep, we do support MMS, so we have that ability. And so if you want to, spice things up and add an image, by all means, you can do that. Video is a little bit further out. It's on our roadmap, so we are working on that. We have a number of kind of bigger customers that are asking for that, and it's absolutely something that we plan on bringing to bear very soon.
Fantastic. And Price will start. Can this be set up to act as an instant chat, i.e., attached to a web page, etc.? It's an interesting question.
Sure. Brian, you want to grab this?
Yeah.
I can grab it. Go ahead. Okay.
Yeah, we have some chatbot functionality that can be attached to a website with a really simple HTML snippet, so that conversation can be brought in as well.
Can we bring our phone numbers over? I guess that's the porting of the phone numbers. So that's kind of what we were talking about a little bit before. So I've got my phone number. So right now, if you want voice over IP, you need to be with a voice over IP provider in the States, correct? and then just port that SMS over to you. Correct. And that only works with VoIP. It won't work with cell phones. I know it's US and Canada supports that. So I guess I answered that question for you. Did I get that right, guys?
We do indeed. We do it all the time. So it's a common request, and it's something that our teams handle every single day.
Yep.
All right. Well, that is going to wrap it up. Hey, Doug, Ryan, thank you guys so much for joining us over here. We really, really, really appreciate it. And as always, you can grab that discount. The link will be in the description down below to go ahead and get that 50% discount for 3 months. And as always, if you want to get a hold of us, good places, head over to zenatta.com/resources for all of our resources and training materials. Please subscribe to our newsletter. You can find that over at zenatta.com/newsletter. You can find out all our events, which are over at zenatta.com/events. That's actually redirecting you to club.zenatta, which is our community where you can get all of your Zoho questions answered. Thank you so much for joining us. We will see you next time.